section or two sections of your test are going to look just like this. If you do better on the test, I take the average of that score with this score. Most people did pretty good. Don't overthink. If you see 45, automatically put in the two equal sides. So what is n? 21. Put it in the drawing. If that's 21 and that's 21, this is 21 radical 2. That is this pattern right here. 21, 21, 21 radical 2. Number 2. Exactly the same, only we know the hypotenuse this time. So it's as if we know this one in this problem, which means I'm just working backwards and putting the 41 here and the 41 here. Even if you put it into the drawing, get in the habit of writing out the variables also. So 1 and 2 are actually the same type of problem. What I've noticed, people are having trouble finding the hypotenuse when the triangle is not set up in its normal way. Hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. And I think that was a lot of the problems with the other side of this worksheet. Let's look at number 3. Some of you are confusing what we just did with 30, 60, 90. 30, 60, 90 is this pattern. Why did I do that? That's so I could find the short side. What is the short side? 4. You don't have to put anything in there. Some people are ignoring what's on the triangle and putting in their own information. That's a 4. That's an 8. That's a 4 radical 3. Everything is based off of the 4. You double it, you got your hypotenuse. How do I know that's the hypotenuse? Because it's directly across from the right angle. What do I attach to it? I attach a radical 3. That's what's happening right here. This x is the same as that 4. I attach a radical 3. I double it. It's the same exact pattern, only they turn the triangle a little. Some people are throwing in radical 2s. They're actually using the 45-45 pattern instead of the 30-60. Still an easy problem because I got the hypotenuse. What's y? 50. I'm coming back to this one. But then that helps me find this one, 50 radical 3. Same setup as the other one. The only truly difficult one was the last one, because it doesn't match well with the pattern. What do I usually attach to this side? Radical 2. So I do that same thing. I take this u and I attach a radical 2. But something's already there. I just make it equal to it. And then I solve that. U radical 2 is supposed to equal the 30. How do you get the u by itself? Divide. A lot of people did this and then they lost track of what they were doing. That would get you half credit. You're never going to see that on the multiple choice test that you're going to see next week. What are you going to see? You're going to have to do that. What do you get on the bottom? 2. Some people are putting 4. You get a 2 on the bottom. You get 30 radical 2. Some people made it this far. What's 30 divided by 2? 15 radical 2. Some people made it this far, and then by the time they got back over here, they lost the radical 2 somehow. The answer is 15 radical 2 and 15 radical 2. So both U and V were equal to 15 radical 2. Page 2. Before we do anything, let's make sure that people know where the hypotenuse is. That's the hypotenuse. In question 7, that's the hypotenuse. In question 8, come on. In question 8, that's the hypotenuse. In question 9, that's the hypotenuse. In question 10, that's the hypotenuse. Check and see if you maybe mislabeled something along the way. That might be a good idea to do on your next test, is find the right angle and just point towards where the hypotenuse is. Then, when you have to actually label, you won't get things confused. Some people labeled X as the hypotenuse. I'm pointing to the hypotenuse right here. What would X be in number 6? O. What would 50 be? A. Check and see. Did you mislabel? That's fixable. Most people knew what they were doing, and a lot of people got 5 points just for the calculation. They knew what they were doing with that. What did mathematicians call O over A? Tangent 59 equals X over 50. You can let the calculator handle this for you. You're cross multiplying, so just write that down. Some people are switching it to decimals, and that's fine. Some people are actually doing tangent of 59, getting a decimal, and then multiplying. Or you can just let the calculator do it all. Just make sure you do it in this order. 50 times that. And that should get you 83.2. Any units on this thing? I don't think so. You're done. Take a look. Figure out what went wrong. And make sure you get that onto your correction sheet. If you did this for tangent, if you did this on your calculator, what would tangent 59 be? Say that again? 1.664. So x would be equal to 50 times 1.664. Whether you do it this way or this way, you are still going to get 83.2. Doesn't matter. Whatever's working, keep going with it. Just realize that in another course, another textbook, they might show it this way, they might show it this way. Yes?
Is it like super bad if we didn't put the squiggly equal sign?
No. I don't think I marked off for it. I marked off if people didn't round correctly.
But like on tests.
This one's all multiple choice. Scantron. Number 7. What am I pointing at? That's the hypotenuse. Did you label it as the hypotenuse? Did you label x as the opposite side? O and H is called sine. You're getting 44.1. Check and see, what did you do wrong? Is it mislabeled? Do you have O and H? Do you have sine? Do you have 44.1? Did you cross multiply? Did you set up the proportion the same way I did?
I don't know.
What are we looking for? Angle. Why am I writing this in blue? It's inverse. Take a look. Did you put 43 over 40 instead of 40 over 43? We want opposite over adjacent. We want the inverse because we're looking for an angle. This should have been approximately 43 degrees. That's all the work you needed. Some people are making proportions like this work up here. That's for sides. Angles, it's input, get an output. So I'm going to jump. Kleenex. Kleenex. No, it looks like it's gone. Oh, where it went. There's paper towels. What? Oh, it's on the shelf. Thank you. Jump to number 10. Number 10 is exactly like number 8. We're looking for an angle. Only this time we have hypotenuse and we have an opposite side. This should have been sine inverse. 36 over 41. I'm just doing the two. I'm doing the two angle ones at the same time. That was number 10. 61 degrees. The angle ones I asked you to do to the nearest degree. No decimals involved. Yep. Number 9. That's the hypotenuse because I'm pointing at it. And this is not the hypotenuse. What is this? Adjacent. That was usually the mistake that was made. Hypotenuse always across from the right angle.
That's exactly what I did wrong.
Yeah. We're looking for a side. This is cosine. X equal to 29 times cosine 24. X is approximately 26.5. Most of the mistakes I saw were fixable. I don't want the corrections, but I want to see them when I collect notebooks. So make sure that the two sets of corrections, the first quiz and this quiz, are visible someplace in the pocket in your notebook next Tuesday.
wait.